I'm beginning to realize that.
Trouble with you kids is you think too much.
Well, we think too.
But not all the time.
So they never took Frank, huh?
No. He was always 1 year ahead of the draft.
It's amazing. When they were calling up boys 27, he was just 28. And when they made it 28, he was just 29. That's why he took up astrology. It's all in when you were born. It just goes to show.
What does it go to show?
Don't be so intelligent. Some superstitions are very nice. Did he finish Larry's horoscope?
I'll ask him now. I'm gonna go in. Would you like to see my babies? Come on.
I don't think so, Lydia.
All right. Well, good luck to you, George.
Thanks. And to you. And to Frank.
Oh, Frank!
She got pretty, huh?
Very pretty.
She's beautiful, you damn fool.
She makes it seem so nice around here.
Look what happened to you because you didn't listen to me. I told you to marry that girl and stay out of the war.
She used to laugh too much.
And you didn't laugh enough. While you were getting mad about fascism, Frank was getting into her bed.
Yeah, he won the war, Frank.
All the battles.
The day the draft started, Georgie, I told you you love that girl.
And truer love hath no man.
I'm smarter than any of you.
She's wonderful.
Now you're gonna listen to me, Georgie. You had big principles. Eagle Scouts, the three of you. And now I got a tree. And I got this one. And when the weather's bad, he can't stand on his feet. And you got that big dog from next door who is nothing but Andy Gum. He's got 3 kids and his house paid off. Stop being a philosopher and look after yourself. Joe was just saying you'll move back here. He'll help you get set, and I'll find a girl who'll put a smile on your face.
Joe said that.
He asked me to tell you, and I think it's a good idea.
Certainly. Well, why must you make believe you hate us, George? Is that another one of your principles? That you hate us? You don't hate us, George. I know you. You can't fool me. I diapered you. You remember Mr. Marcy's daughter?
She's got you hooked already.
Now you look her over, George.
Yeah,
and
she's
see
got
the look.
warts, George.
She has not got warts. Okay, so the girl's got a little beauty mark on
2
her chin.
on her nose.
You remember her father's the old police inspector?
Sergeant, George.
He's a very kind man.
He looks like a gorilla.
He never shot anybody.
Well, look who's here. Georgie. Good to see you.
How are you doing, Joe?
So. Getting old. You coming out to dinner with us?
No, I gotta go back to New York.
I'll call you that cab, huh?
Well, too bad you can't stay. Sit down, George. He looks fine.
He looks terrible.
That's what I said. You look terrible. You see, I wear the pants, and she beats me with the belt.
I saw your shop on the way back from the station. Looks like a General Motors.
I wish it was General Motors, but it ain't. Sit down, George. Sit down. So, you finally went to see your father today.
Yes, this morning. So, what kind of things do you make in your shop now, Joe?
Little bit of everything. Pressure cooker, an assembly for washing machines. I got a nice, flexible plant now. So how do you find Dad? Feel all right?
No. No, he's not well, Joe.
It's not his heart again, is it?
It's, everything. It's his soul.
Uh-huh.
Hey, how about we see what they did with your house?
Leave it be.
I want to talk to him.
Yeah, sure, he just got here. You see, that's what they do, George. Little man makes a mistake and they hang it by the thumbs. And the big ones, well, they become ambassadors. I really wish you to go and tell me you're going to see Dad.
I didn't know that you were interested.
In a way, I am. I'd like him to know, Georgie, that as far as I'm concerned, anytime he wants, he's got a place with me. I'd like him to know that.
He hates your guts, Joe. Do you know that?
I imagined it. But things can change.
Steve was never like that.
Well, he's like that now. Yeah, he'd like to take anyone who made money during the war and line them up against a wall.
You'll need a lot of bullets.
And he better not get any.
Well, that's a very sad thing to hear.
Why? What did you expect him to think of you?
Well, I'm just sad to hear that the man hasn't changed. As long as I've known him, that's 25 years, the man never learned to take the blame. And you know that, Georgie. Yeah, but you do know it.
Well, I wouldn't...
Because the way you come in here, you look like you don't remember it. Like that time in 1937, when we had that shop on Flood Street. And he damn near blew us all up with that heater he left on for 2 days without water. Now, he wouldn't admit it was his fault either. Well, I'm just mentioning it, George. Because it's just another one of a lot of those things. Like, that time when he gave Frank that money to invest in oil stock.
Well, that was...
Well, it's good to remember those things, kid. The way that he cursed Frank because the stock went down. Now, was that Frank's fault? But to listen to him, Frank was a swindler. And all the man done was just give him a bad tip.
I remember those
Yeah, well,
things.
remember them. Remember them. There are certain men in this world who'd rather see everybody hang before they take the blame. Do you understand me, George?
Cab's on its way. Wanna wash up?
Oh, why must he go?
Make the midnight George?
Sure, yeah, you'll have dinner with us.
How about it? Why not? We're eating at the lake, we could have a swell time.
All right.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, I put a shirt that'll go right with that suit.
Size 15 and a half, right, George?
Is Lydia... No. Is Frank and Lydia coming?
Don't worry, I'll find you a girl that'll make you
no,
look
no, I
like
don't
that.
want
I
to
know
date, okay.
somebody just for you. Charlotte Tanner.
Charlotte, that's right.
Call her up.
Oh, I've never felt home anywhere else, but here I feel so... You look so young, Kate. You too, Joe. Rings an old bell. You look amazingly the same. The whole atmosphere is...
Say, I ain't got time to get sick.
Sure, he hasn't been laid up in 15 years.
Except my flu during the war.
Huh?
My flu. When I was sick during the war.
Sure, except for that flu. God, that slipped my mind. Don't look at me that way. He wanted to go to the shop, but he couldn't lift himself off the bed. I thought he had pneumonia.
You said that he...
Look, I know how you feel, kid. I would never forgive myself. If I could have gone in that day, I would never have allowed Dad to
She
touch
said
those
that-
I
things.
said he was sick, George.
And you heard her say that?
Oh, you remember every time you were sick?
I remember pneumonia. Especially if it was the day my partner was going to ship out cylinder heads. What happened that day, Joe?
Kate!
Kate!
Frank, did you see George?
Lydia told me. Glad to... You'll have to pardon me. Kate, I've got something amazing for you. I finished Larry's horoscope.
Oh, you'll be interested in this, George. It's wonderful how
Lord, the girls on the phone.
he finished Larry's horoscope.
Frank, can you pick a better time than this?
Well, the greatest men who ever lived believed in the stars.
Stop filling your head with this junk.
Is it junk to feel that there is a greater power than ourselves? I've studied the stars of his life. I won't argue with you. I'm telling you. Somewhere in this world, your brother is alive.
Why isn't it possible, Chris?
Because it's insane.
Oh, just a minute now. I've got to say something, and then you can do as you please. Just let me say it. So, he was supposed to have died on November 25th. Only November 25th was a favorable day for Larry.
Brother,
Listen to him.
It was a day when everything good was shining on him. The kind of day he should have married on. You can laugh at a lot of it, and I can understand you laughing. But odds are 1,000,000 to 1. A man won't die on his favorable day.
misunderstood me.
He simply told your father to kill pilots and covered himself up in bed.
Answer him, Annie. Answer him.
I packed your bag, darling.
What?
I packed your bag. All you've got to do is close it.
I'm not closing anything. He asked me here, and I'm not leaving till he tells me to go, till Chris tells me.
That's all. Now get out of here, George.
But if that's
That's all! Nothing more about the case until Larry said that's all, okay? Just get out of here, George.
I want you to say it. I want to hear it from you.
Go, George! Georgie, wait!
What do you mean you packed her bag? How dare you pack her bag? How dare you
She
pack her
doesn't
bag?
belong here.
Then I don't belong here.
she's Larry's girl.
And I'm his brother and he's dead and I'm married to this girl.
Never in this world!
Have you lost your mind?
Oh, you have nothing to say?
Oh, I've got plenty to say to you. 3.5 years, you've been talking like a maniac!
You have nothing to say. Now, I say, he's coming back, and everybody has got to wait.
Mother.
Wait.
How long?
Wait.
How long?
Till he comes, forever and ever till he comes.
I'm going ahead with it.
Chris, I've never said no.
You'll never let him go until I do it.